a song I ain't got no melody. I'm gonna sing it to my friends when I go round in circles. When they fly high like a bird up in the sky. When they go round in circles. When they fly high like a bird up in the sky.
The little Mac right here. Sorry, we're talking about my presidential portrait. I am running for office in 2054.
Get ready.
Get ready. God love us all if we even make it that far, you know. Even 2025 seems so long away, you know.
That's future Lacy's problem.
That's right. Oh, 100 years ago, what the hell were we doing, Lacy?
We were watching or performing in a flying circus, CJ.
Really? We had flying circuses that long ago?
Yeah. That's actually when they existed. The early 20s was like the heyday because there were so many planes that were manufactured during World War I. And then the government sold off the surplus, and a lot of veterans, military veterans, knew how to fly them so they could buy them for cheap. And then that's how barnstorming and flying circuses came about.
I am an idiot. I literally thought flying circus meant trapeze artists.
Oh.
And I was like, because I thought, you know, like, I didn't really take into account the dangerousness of a trapeze artist without a safety net and the night. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh,
all
God. That was super, super dangerous.
But this is even more dangerous because you're flying an airplane through a barn and doing flips and things in a 1924 airplane.
Yes, but I don't know if I would choose a flying trapeze with no safety nets over a barnstorming
Because in the plane,
plane.
you're going to explode. You aren't going to feel it. I mean, if you crash...
That's true.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, now, if you do feel you had a really bad day and you made someone angry. But like a trapeze artist, you were feeling at least a couple of crunches before it ends.
Yeah, I think I would go with the plane.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, you're right. What would you guys do? Would you rather go in a plane crash or a trapeze meltdown? That's what we'll call it.
So your would you rather for the day, historical would you rather. But yeah, so, and you're right, because there were things that said flying circus, and when I first looked at it, I didn't know that it was plane related. Like I saw Joe Lawrence Flying Circus coming to town, and I had to do research to figure out what that even was, because in the early 20s, I don't know if a lot of people know this, in the early 20s there were almost no photographs in the newspaper. So that's why a lot of the photos that I put in these articles are from other sources like the Library of Congress. And every once in a while they'd have a photo, but generally not until the late 1930s, early 1940s.
Now, what did they do to capture somebody's attention? Was it the font that they would use and like the way, you know what I'm saying? Because the photo is what captures our attention now, but what was it in the 1920s and or before that? What was the attention grabber? Was it the headline? Was it the letters? Was it a different
I think it was the headline, and also like on here I have an ad for the Flying Circus that has different sizes of fonts. Some of them are bold. Also, there'd be like a picture on the front page sometimes. Like when Calvin Coolidge won, they put a picture of Calvin Coolidge on the front.
Sense.
I mean, they got photographs from like the national news sources sometimes. It just, I don't know when the earliest photographer for the Telegraph was hired, but I do know that Robert Grahl was hired in 1937. So that's when our collection really starts. Him and Lee Hepner and some other early photographers we have stuff for, but not until the early 1930s.
Well, and by the way, whoever wrote on this photograph of Lillian Boyer has terrible handwriting. I was like trying to figure it out, and it took me a little bit. Must have been a doctor. Right. So the Joe Lawrence Flying Circus, how long were they in existence before they came to the 618?
You know what? I had a hard time finding anything about them other than when they were here. I know.
It was a pop-up.
It was a pop-up Flying Circus. Yeah, so I read something that said that both the pilot and the wing walker, the guy doing the tricks, were from Missouri. But I think it was kind of a local show. So there were also a lot of people that did these stunts and did the flying that kind of went from flying circus to flying circus. It wasn't like you were just in one for your whole career. A lot of people in this, and like specifically this kind of 5-year period, maybe 5 to 7 year period, because in 1925, the federal government started making rules about aviation. So there was this,
rightfully so.
Yeah, rightfully so. That is not a complaint.
Did you see that woman in the like the 60s or 70s, and like it was Louisiana, like a local news station, and the guy was asking drivers how they feel about seatbelt laws.
Oh no!
Oh my God! And this woman's like, "What are they going to do next? Not make us drink and drive? This is a communist country we're getting to." You know, I'm just dying. But it's like, you know, like that's what I thought of immediately was you going, and then they just had to go and put regulations in for flying.
We could still be having fun.
God dang it! I wish I could smoke on those damn planes.
I'm so sorry, CJ.
No, it's okay. I don't. Pardon my language, by the way. I shouldn't have said that. I got in trouble for that the other listener got upset. A couple of people got upset.
What did you say?
It wasn't me. It was a guest.
Oh, okay.
I'm normally pretty good.
Yeah,
I just say, like, I always go with the FCC approved words.
I think that's legit. What else
Typical.
are you going to do?
No, it wasn't me. And to be fair, it got a little bit raunchy. I'm not gonna like. I will totally like. I fell on the sword. I got to. You know, like, what do you do? You're like, you're right. I failed as a host that day. I did not do my job.
Well, but you also can only do. I mean, you can control yourself.
I could have, I guess, muted the mic or hit the bleep button. I do have one of those things.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if I get too out of control.
Easy. I don't want to hear none of that. No, but it was very, very warranted criticism. Constructive.
Good.
Okay.
All right. We just looked at the guidelines for aviation in 1925.
Abruptly stopped by a rant. Hundreds of people gathered on the Alton riverfront to watch it. Hundreds or thousands?
Okay, so the Flying Circus came to town. They did a performance in South Roxana on this field, Hugh F. Pogue's field. Okay. And then to get everybody excited about the next several performances, they did a demonstration flying under the Alton Bridge, or attempting to fly under the Alton Bridge. So yeah, hundreds of people came to watch. It was at 12:30 on a Thursday. So if you weren't doing something else, you went down to the river to watch this. So there was a pilot and then a guy on top of the plane, like just standing on top of the plane. And the pilot was William F. Spencer. The stuntman was Roy Johnson. And in order to fly under the bridge, they only had about 4 feet of clearance.
Wow.
On either, well, not even on either side, 4 feet of clearance, like the whole thing. So if they went straight through the middle, it would be 2 feet under and 2 feet over the plane. Yeah. So they started at Riverfront Park, flew part of the way down the river, up the river, so they could turn around and have like a straight shot under the bridge.
Okay. Now, question here.
Yes.
Were the people in attendance hoping for a crash?
Oh, that's a good question.
You know, like people that watch NASCAR, half of the people in those stands aren't looking to see you win the race. You know, they're looking to see you leave in a stretcher. Was that kind of the way? Like, was there like any verbiage that would indicate in the Telegraph at the time that people were there to see some destruction?
No, the Telegraph was pretty good at like not making it sound like people were awful. But I mean, I'm sure there were people like that, because
we did talk about a kid that put firecrackers in someone's pocket and blew it.
Yeah, it's very much not like people used to be better than they were.
No,
like,
I feel like,
right.
You know, like, were they going with the intent like, oh, wow, this is going to be really cool to see their skill? Or were they like, oh, my God, we got to see if this guy actually lives,
I thought that there were people with both of those thoughts. Yeah, and I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird
absolutely.
thought.
I don't know of anyone like taking bets on whether or not.
Like, that's what I'm getting at. Like, was there like a letter to the editor?
There was not a letter to the editor.
after a successful flying circus.
You've seen them in action. Now, what do you bet they'll make it under the bridge? No, I'm very confident, because there was, we talked about this before, there was like a lot of underground stuff, shady stuff going on in Alton's history. Oh, so totally, it's not like they weren't taking bets on it. I just don't have proof that they were. So
we were pretty good about being off the record.
Very good.
City for a long time.
Very good about being off the record. And I feel like
still
that was...
are.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I think for the most part, we still are.
Yeah. I think I think that a lot of stuff everybody just kind of like knew about and they didn't put it in the newspaper.
Just like now, people still know. It's just a matter of like, is it officially out there?
Right. Which is like very difficult for historians because then you have to read between the lines. Well, and the lines aren't always there.
Well, and then that's where it's like the bias, quote unquote, comes in 20 or 30 years later because it's like, well, it wasn't officially out there. It was just said by such and such. You also said this and this, and then they were with, Johnny Boy Smith, 14 years prior to that. It's just all crazy.
Well, and also then you fall into the trap of thinking that things were better in the past because things aren't being said.
Yeah.
Whereas it's just because you don't know the stuff that isn't being said in the past. You only know the stuff that isn't being said now.
Yeah. What was that like? There's always a saying, like, for every national news story, there's like 100 that are just like it, that are right down the street from you, and you just don't know. There's some weird say. Anyway, so how long does the air show last?
Oh, okay, wait. Are we talking about the air show on the field? Oh, I guess I need to finish talking about
duh. I am doing a bad job today. Sorry, I got Thanksgiving. It is holiday break. I am like, I'm officially in relaxation mode. No,
if people are watching the show, they know that there are going to be detours, and then we get back to the story.
It's the weave.
So they went down the river, they turned around, they were flying towards the bridge, and just before, so they had to be right above the river surface, and the wheels started to strike the water, and the pilot tried to get the plane up so that the wheels wouldn't strike the water, but when that happened, and he lowered to the proper height again, water got in the gearing. So the plane took a nosedive. Johnson, who was on top, was thrown off. And Spencer, the pilot, stood in the cockpit calling for help because the plane was in the water.
Help! Help!
Yeah, and Deputy Coroner C.N. Streeper, so they had the coroner there.
Oh my God.
Who was in a motorboat, like going along with the plane. He was definitely there by the bridge, but I think he must have been going along with the plane, immediately rescued Spencer, but Johnson was buried under the plane in the water because it had he'd gotten thrown off. The plane drifted on top of him. I mean, it's a small plane. It's not like a huge passenger plane, but legit. I mean, it's like having a car on top of you. So he was rescued. Both men were uninjured, but I saw an article the next day that Roy Johnson was very sick and wasn't able to perform, so they brought in a new performer for the next show. But he had apparently never been in water above his shoulders before.
Oh, and he's in the Mississippi River.
So he's in the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go in the Mississippi River, and I'm an okay swimmer. So.
Oh, that was back when it was the real nasty Mississippi River. Oh, God.
Yeah, another thing with no regulations at the time.
Oh my God, that's right. Amen.
And so it said the only thing that kept him above water until the rescuers arrived was his mad paddling and kicking, and those who saw him said his arms were moving faster than they ever thought a man's arms could move. So the plane had some damage, and here's my favorite part. The announcer on the megaphone assured the crowd that another plane would be brought in and take its place for the next air show. So they just had this accident, and the guy was like, don't worry, we'll still have our next show. Luckily, everyone was okay, or that would have been a really morbid announcement.
It totally would have been. So before we take a quick break, we'll come back and talk a little bit more, Lacy. There's a couple of breaking news alerts, one nationally and one locally. For the local section, we'll take you there first. Madison County, the Illinois Department of Transportation has just announced moments ago that starting on Monday, this coming Monday, December the 2nd, the right lane of westbound I-270 over the river will be closed and traffic will be reduced to one lane for the hours of 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. That will affect your Monday commute after Thanksgiving, so just be aware of that. And then our AP story today is that the President-elect's nominees and appointees have been targeted in a violent, quote, violent, un-American fashion with swatting the last 2 hours and some other bomb threats that have been called in. So that's what we're following on the AP side of things on RiverBender.com. So 2 breaking news alerts for you, one locally, one nationally. It's our daily show. More Lacy right after this.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. Which is good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit villagedispo.com and shop now.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Then that time I went and said goodbye. Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Here I am, baby. Oh,
Stop. I am like just had enough of these damn news people. How the hell is this news? Okay, I've never even been this mad at our AP before. This is the lead story on our AP, Lacy McDonald. Some of the ocean spray cranberries come from a bog in Massachusetts. More at 9. Are you like what? What do you do with that information?
There will be more coming from the bog at 9.
Right. We're gonna be live at 9 from the bog in Middleborough. Like, come on! I saw that. I'm like, how is this? This is what they wasted their time on. You know, this is what Americans want to know right now. Where the ocean spray cranberries come from?
You know what? Maybe they just needed a break from everything else. Today I'm just gonna write about bog cranberries. Get away from everything else.
Oh my goodness. I gotta find the author of this one. This one's gotta be just a peach. Wow. All right, back to flying circuses and Joe Lawrence. So the free demonstration was at the bridge.
Yes.
And Roy Johnson, the stuntman,
Yes.
under the weather the following day.
Yes.
Was it the following day they did this or the same day?
They did this to, let's see, this was on the 19th, no. The ad was on the 19th. I think it was on like the 20th or 21st. But the upcoming shows were on the 23rd, and then on Thanksgiving, they had a Thanksgiving show. So, okay, yeah, Thursday, November 20th is when they had the demonstration at the bridge. And so then 3 days later, and then 7 days later, a week later, are when they had the other shows that were at the field in South Roxana.
Was South Roxana like a place to be in 100 years ago?
I don't think so. There was a field there. It was empty.
Oh, okay.
Perfect for flight demonstration.
But man, tickets were expensive back then.
Well, I mean...
Honestly, like 25 cents in 1924.
How... Oh, okay, yeah, to see the show. But I mean, they were doing things like the breakaway.
Not really, it'd be $4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's not bad.
No.
The breakaway is where a man or woman, and there were a lot of women that were stunt flyers also, jumps from a wing end to a rope ladder below the plane. So that is...
Oh, I'm sure someone's definitely died doing that.
Oh, yes. Definitely people have died doing that. But yeah, like this was insane stuff. And then you could get a ride on the plane for $3 or for $1.50 for children under 12. So
there you go.
And this was before like commercial flight was really a thing. So this would be maybe your only chance to ride on an airplane for a
or
period
see
of
one.
time. Or see, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, there were
it's not that much of a stretch.
Well, there were some articles. It was really funny because they had all these. And that's the part I don't know. I don't know how many people had their own airplane because they had all these articles about like so and so just got their own plane, and then there was one article that was like, there are so many planes now that someday they'll overtake cars, and they meant like in the nearer future than you would. It wasn't like a Jetson sort of thing. It was like 5 to 10 years from now, we'll all be flying planes.
A crop duster to St. Louis, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of, you'll be parking your crop duster instead of your Ford Focus.
Right. So I don't know if that was their only chance to see a plane.
Huh.
But it was probably their only chance to see a plane doing some of this.
Did the crowd like
stuff.
it?
Yes. There weren't a lot of people that came on Thanksgiving, but I feel like you shouldn't really have a Thanksgiving. Well, I mean, I guess that's when people would be off work potentially. But like, it was a really cold and stormy day, and it was Thanksgiving, so they didn't have
flew?
a big. Yeah. They didn't have a big crew. No regulations, TJ. You can do whatever
One of
you
their
want.
stunts holding out a 7-iron while you flew through the crowd. Like, that's just amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, what are you writing about this week?
I am writing about a radio show, like all the performances that made up a radio show for Thanksgiving in 1924.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Well, here you go. When we come back, we got Thanksgiving by the numbers like this. Did you know? Lacy McDonald. 46 million. What does that number mean to you?
Is it how many cranberries came out of a bog in Massachusetts?
How many idiots it takes to write one of those articles. Estimated number of turkeys that are killed, butchered for Thanksgiving each year.
What was the number?
46 million.
46 million. Wow, that seems like a
Isn't that
lot.
terrible? Like, that's why I love doing this, because it really breaks it down into perspective here. Now, here's two more for you, just to tease you. 54% of Americans say they're going to try adding new side dishes this year.
Okay.
And then 100,000. What do you think? That is the questions that are answered by the Butterball Turkey Hotline each November and December.
Oh, okay.
If you didn't take your turkey out already out of the freezer, you're done. Okay,
Yeah.
Don't even worry about calling that poor lady that makes $14 an hour. She does not need to hear about your problems for your Butterball turkey. Just let her have a good day.
Just Google it.
Yeah, that's actually what it was invented for, to help this woman out. 10:54 or 10:45, a little bit. God, I need to go home. Daily Show hits you again after this.